Now it's in the ground. Oh God, so bad. I'm rough on my stuff, man. Y'all don't think I'm rough with it. That's cleared, by the way. I think anything's gonna shoot through that. And obviously you wanna get you some sandbags or something. But I mean, this is me just kind of crouching down. Honestly, if I sit down, that'd be too low. But I mean, this is a good example of actual cover right here. And obviously you want to put sandbags or something so you can prop it up a little bit better. But I mean, nothing's perfect. But if you're taking gunfire, obviously you want to go down a little bit more than that. I ain't trying to get wet, it's cold, but y'all get it. This is a really good example of cover. This is a hunting blind. Obviously when it's zipped up and stuff, and from afar it's camouflage, very nice. Very stealthy, lightweight, easy to pack. But I definitely wouldn't recommend this because obviously this little fabric ain't gonna stop any bullets. I wanted to come out here and give my spiel on cover versus concealment. And yes, guys, this is a budget channel, but this is also preparing you guys for hypothetical scenarios like the end of the world, etc., etc. So, you know, if the Soviet chipmunks from Mars come and invade or whatever, you will be ready and prepared, at least combat-wise. I'm not necessarily, this isn't really a prepper channel. This is more of using the stuff I learned in the military and all the research that I've done collectively over the last 6, 7, 8 years, and letting you guys know what I've learned and just spreading the word. That's what this channel is all about, okay? So, what is concealment? Concealment, stuff like camouflage. It's not necessarily always camouflage, but most of the time it's hiding. You can hide behind it. It's concealment. And we might actually use some examples later on in the video. We're gonna go over some examples and stuff. And it might surprise you what counts as concealment and what counts as cover. Especially the cover. A lot of people think a lot of stuff is cover, but it's not, it's just concealment. So concealment can't stop gunfire. So whether that be a bush, like in Fortnite, you know, everybody hides in the bushes and stuff in Fortnite, that is concealment. It cannot stop gunfire, but it can hide you from the enemy. These trees, these little skinny trees, all these sticks back here, you could break, you could cut down and make good concealment out of them. Like I said, the little trees and stuff. You can hide yourself, you could walk back and camouflage yourself, put on the mud or whatever, face paint, cover your hands, etc., etc. You're hiding from the enemy. You're hard to detect. That's what concealment is. Now cover. So any amount of cover is better than all of concealment, if that makes sense. Cover basically means it's bulletproof, at least for what you're up against. If it's just small arms fire, handgun fire, then that cover doesn't need to be as dense as heavy machine gun fire. But for a general basis, cover is a dirt mound, stacked up sandbags, a tree 6 inches or wider, preferably your body, so you can hide behind it, you know, your body width, so you can hide behind it. A big thick tree will stop bullets. Like I said, fighting positions, big mounds of dirt, you want to conceal those as well, so you can hide. You know, camouflage is a whole different animal. We're going to get to that in a different video a little bit later on. I still got some more research to do about that. But as a side rant, if you have a duty rifle and you live out in the woods, you need to paint it. I know you didn't click on this video expecting that, but you need to paint your rifle. I have a friend, and he, bless him, for real, bless him, but he has a Cerakoted burnt bronze like lower or something on his gun. He's like, I can't paint it, man. It's Cerakoted. I can't ruin it. It's burnt bronze. It looks so cool. And I'm like, man, you need to paint it because that black stands out. Black stands out. Any kind of outline, silhouette, shadow stands out in actual nature. Point to something out here that's jet black. There's very dark brown, but there's nothing. I mean, like, let's look around. Is there anything jet black? No. The only thing black in nature is shadows, but everything else is dark brown. Anything black stands out. Look, you can see this carry handle up against my camo. It's black. I haven't painted it. Look at that. Straight out. You need to paint it. I don't care how much it costs. You need to paint it. Get some camo tape. Whatever. Now, yeah, I'm kind of negating the fact I need to paint this optic. Not optic. Gosh, guys, I'm not on my game today, for real. I'm going through a caffeine crash right now, okay? But this light right here is electric taped on there. We've been over that in the rifle build. But you can paint that, you can use camo tape, whatever. But anyways, back on topic. So cover something like a fighting position. Something like cinder blocks, sandbags. Let's go over some things that is not cover. Now, this might be crazy. A car is not cover unless you're right behind the engine block, but then they can shoot your legs out from under you. The best chance for a car to act as cover is getting behind the tires. So if they're shooting from the side, right, so the car's parked this way and they're shooting direct head on, you can see in a lot of police training videos and ask a lot of officers yourself, hiding directly behind the wheel is your best bet, because they can skim rounds from under it. And honestly, a 9mm bullet, not even to mention a green tip 5.56, will go right through a whole car. It'll go through the driver door, go right out the side door to go through all the cushions. Unless it hits something like the frame, it's going to go right through it. And another crazy thing is, a green tip 5.56 will go straight through a house. It'll go through like 6-7 walls. And even if it hits something else, it'll still go through an average size house all the way through it. I know it sounds crazy, but unless it hits a stud, you know, like the main support of the house, it's going to go right through it. Which, yes, that's crazy, but it's facts. If you're on a bass boat and it has a little pit down in there where you can sleep, that's not cover. I could take 5.56 or 7.62, pretty much for any caliber, anything that's FMJ, and I could shoot directly through that whole boat and you'd be sinking. But if it's not concrete, if you don't have concrete walls or sand in your walls, it's going to go through your house all the way through, 3-4 walls at least. Same thing with the car. So if you're expecting trouble, it's best to dig a fighting position, and we're going to do a whole video on actually digging a fighting position. I'm waiting for this ground to kind of be unfrozen before I do. But that's why the military uses fighting positions. They can dig in, and they can be concealable, but they're also protected. It's the best of both worlds. And I really feel like if you're trying to prepare and you own some property, especially with hills and stuff, you need to be digging fighting position. You're not going to have time to dig a decent fighting position if it just springs up on you, whatever. You know, we can sit here and be like, well, a hasty fighting position for 2 soldiers, average time they need to dig it, or 1 soldier needs to dig it in 2 hours. A deliberate fighting position needs to be dug in 8 hours, and that's like a fully set up fighting position with lots of cover and concealment. Cover is something that can stop a bullet, stop gunfire, multiple rounds. Concealment is just something that you can hide behind. But you would be surprised how many people don't know that a house like drywall is not cover, okay, for anything. I wouldn't even trust it to stop a 22, okay. Drywall, just because you're in your house, honestly, as medieval and primal as it sounds, If someone really wanted to take you out and they had 5.56 or 7.62 or like a machine gun, they could just whiz by your whole house, and I mean, you'd probably be, everything in that house would be destroyed. After just one belt, 2 mags, you know, just deliberately shoot every half foot all the way back, it'd go completely through your house and decimate anything that it hits. So your house is not cover unless you have like a basement, or like I said, you have like concrete enforced walls, or brick. I guess a brick house. I'm not sure exactly how sturdy brick is compared to drywall, compared to concrete, but I mean, that's definitely better than nothing. And like I said, if you have property, your best bet is probably just to dig a fighting position or two. We'll go over that later in a different video. Same thing with camouflage, but it's definitely something to think about. You know, unless you have an up-armored car, which costs a lot of money. Your car itself, I mean, like I said, you could shoot straight through a windshield and it would go all the way out the back of the car. You could shoot from the side, right at the door, and it would go all the way through the car. Unless it hits the engine block might be able to stop it, depending on your engine size and where it hits, but then your car's most likely disabled if you're taking actual like gunfire, not just like a negligent discharge of one shot. But if you're taking repeated gunfire, your car's not safe, your house is not safe. You need to dig in the ground somewhere, or you need to figure out something. If you have enough money to concrete it up, buddy, let's go. If you have like a cellar or a basement, and that's, or your bunker, whatever, if you have the money for that, or you inherited that, then that's awesome. You know, good for you, for real, seriously, that's amazing. But you know, it's covering concealment, man. And I mean, concealment, it's not necessarily all bad, but for like reconnaissance and stuff. But like I said, any amount of cover is better than all the concealment. You know, we can sit here, but even if you're doing the camouflage perfectly right, but somebody notices something, just something itty bitty off, you're done for. You're done for, buddy. I don't care how long or far away you are from it. If they notice you, you are done for, because you have nothing to stop those bullets from reaching you. One other thing, I hit on this in almost every video, is suppressive fire wins gunfights. That's why you need a lot of ammunition. It's been shown in tons of skirmishes, wars, the people with the most ammo win. The people laying down the most suppressive fire win. It's like 9 out of 10 times. You can look it up for yourself. It's facts. They don't have to be stingy with their ammo as much. And also, suppressive fire, you know, if somebody, I use this example. We get behind one of these big trees, we're using proper cover. But even though we're using proper cover, your right and your left side, or I guess it's flipped, so your left and right side, gunfire here, gunfire here. Now, I mean, not constant, but every couple seconds, maybe once or twice a minute. You know you're not gonna move. You're gonna try to be listening for them to reload, but if there's 2 people, and one's shooting and then one's reloading, and the other one's shooting, you're pinned. So what does that mean? That means the enemy can get closer to you, and obviously you're not bulletproof. So if you want to move, your best chance is to sprint, but honestly, I probably wouldn't even sprint. I don't care how fast I am or how fast you are. That would not be a good idea. And you could try to prop up, do your C shape, you know, your L shape, C shape, however you want to do it. You know, there's different ways of doing it. We might do a video on rifle positions. But however you want to do it, man, it's not a good idea to move. And that's common sense. You're going to get shot. And that allows the enemy to get closer to you. And then that's game over. That's pretty much it for covering concealment. Please ask questions down below. I will try to answer them. Same thing with any of my videos. And then I'll give you my perspective from my experience and everything. Let's go to this rifle real quick. Y'all know about that bayonet. If you don't know me, I always rock a bayonet, bro. If your rifle ain't got a bayonet, it ain't a rifle. That's facts. If it ain't got a bayonet or bayonet capabilities, it ain't a rifle. You need to buy a bayonet. You skip a couple McDonald's orders and get a bayonet. But I'll see you guys next time on the mountain.